We are live on YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is going to be a live TTR, Ticket to Ride lesson about something that is super important when we ascend to level 4 realities, which is the dying process. And as you've seen me speak about that on Agora Zen, you can die, but you will never be dead. And what that means, we are going to explore today. And with me, it's my fellow co-host of Ticket to Ride and a really incredible healer, Sarah Zula. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Tim, and hi, everyone here. I'm so excited to have this discussion. I know that what it brings in the most beautiful levels is this level of freedom on the deepest subconscious levels. When we really get opened up to this information, we remember how held we are. It's just so beautiful. So I'm excited for everyone to receive this and get into this today. Thank you, Tim, for hosting this.
Oh, 100%. I'm excited for that. It's a free lesson for our 3-month Ascension course. A lot of people say it's the best Ascension course out there. Why? Because we are covering some topics that you should have learned in the beginning when you came to this planet, but it's never too late to start these things, never too late to experience and to explore what the reality is about, learn the techniques, and then really thrive in that. We have a lot of beautiful people that not only today on the call are with us here, they will or will not pop up on the screen if they have questions, but it will be mostly me and Sarah Zula teaching today. And we are going to talk about what it actually means for our bodies and for our minds if we go up to level 4 reality. Because what we should know, and you probably heard me speak about the Earth shift, is the Earth is going through a cyclical phase. There have been phases before that. It's a cycle that appears every 12,500 roughly to 15,000 years. No one can do that and do the math exactly on the day when it's happening. But around that time frame, things are changing, realities are changing. What is happening? It's opening us up to the level 4 reality, a full harmony of 4. And that is a beautiful thing because we are getting rid of any type of limitations. And what that means, we are going to discover today. Because limitations are apparent in level 3 reality. And for a lot of humans out there, they might only experience limitations and only know what limitations mean and experience their whole world through limitations. But the reality is the universe is naturally limitless. It is a limitless, intelligent complex. And we are going to experience that. We actually are embodiments of the universe. When we go up to level 4 reality, from 3 to 4, we realize and we explore and experience this limitless nature. This is where Ticket to Ride comes into play, because in Ticket to Ride, again, it's a 3-month course. We are diving into a lot of really appreciable and nice ways in order to ascend, but also lay out where to go after this reality realm, because infinity can be quite large. That offers a lot of opportunities for growth, but also some randomness. And if you don't want to randomly tap into the universe, join us in Ticket to Ride, because there we explore some of the possibilities and some of the pathways to make it gentle and smooth and nice and happy. That being said, today the topic is the dying process, the topic of death. Something that the universe is extremely interested in level 3 reality is limiting itself. And there are so many limitations that we experience, or people experience in level 3 realities. It starts with a moment when this woman or the man comes up to you and they tell you they are your parents. But are they really your parents as embodiment of the universe? The truth to that is, on a quantum level, you've never been born. The universe has never started, and it never will end. It is just a continuation of itself. We call that a quantum continuum. It means the universe is just going on and on and on and on. It has never started. Now, in level 3 reality, the universe does something incredibly interesting to explore itself, because everything is happening all at once. But at level 3 reality, we are separating some of the stuff that happens outside of us, and we focus and concentrate of only an isolated spot, an isolated geometrical constellation in the universe. That allows us to look into the mirror and say, oh, this is me. And then know, aha, that's what I am, and those are the others. And that gives us a sense of exploring ourselves. It's good for the universe because the universe wants to know what it actually is. It is more than just infinitive potential. It is actually selected potential. So at a very high level of reality, at level 7 reality, the universe dives into this field of notion and field of knowledge, knowing what it actually is, because we have selected what we are. But that is a process. That is something where we are going to aspire towards. And again, level 3 reality is full of limitations. 95% of all limitations are good limitations. For example, experiencing pizza, that's a good limitation. Being with your family and experiencing, the family constellation, that is a good limitation too, most cases. So there are also 5% of limitations that are not positive. And I said it before they land on Sarah Zula's desk, so she can take care of that. Sarah, would you please explore and explain what you do?
I think that's a beautiful way to describe it. We don't get rid of the pizza, we get rid of the things that we feel like, well, unless you want to get rid of it. I like pizza. But we get rid of the things that are essentially causing us to experience experiences in reality that we no longer want to experience. And I think this is such a beautiful thing that let me just mute Tim here. Oh, I can't mute. Tim, can you mute yourself? Because we can hear you. Pop in. So this is what I'm really here doing, where we start evolving from that level 3 consciousness where we're limited. We're in this world of limitation where we could be limited by I am me, you are you. And we start stepping into this level 4 consciousness where we realize it's more of a we consciousness. It's less of a me and you, and it's more of a we. It's more of a we're all in this together consciousness. But with that awareness, as we start expanding beyond the limitations of our own individuality, we start coming across some of the things that we have identified with in our own personalities that might not be allowing us to fully expand into our fullest essence. And it's not that we're actually limited, it's that there's some perceptions in either our conscious or subconscious narratives. What I mean by subconscious is just we're not aware of them for now. There's a possibility to be aware of any of those subconscious limitations, right? So it's just that we're not aware of them for now. And as we continue to expand into level 4 consciousness, it gives us this opportunity to start expanding our awareness to say, wait a minute, I'm no longer going to be limited by any of the things I've been told by society, by any of the limitations that might have been passed down in my family line. And we start saying, wait a minute, what if I could expand my whole consciousness beyond all of this? We start saying, wait a minute, what would I love to experience? And how do I start designing my consciousness so I can experience more of the beautiful things I want to experience? So that's what I really do here to support people with. I give people tools inside of Ticket to Ride in how we can use very specific questions that allow us to get beyond some of the most tempting illusions that cause us to miss out on what's actually limiting us. And I help people get beyond some of those temptations and get right into the limitation so we can start creating something different. Now, I'll give a few examples of some of those temptations, but then we'll get into this discussion. Some of those temptations could be blaming our partner. If you could just change, blaming what someone else did. But what we get to do in level 4 consciousness is get out of any of that, see beyond that. And that's what I really guide people to do. And look into what is our lesson here? What is our opportunity for freedom? And what do we want to create? Once we can see it, we can transform it. It's possible. And I think that one of the most beautiful things that we can do, which I'm excited for Tim to expand on, is realize how limitless we truly are as beings. and start breaking the mold on some of these stories that cause our bodies to respond in certain ways. Like the story that people say, everyone dies. Do we? Is that actually true? So we start asking these deeper questions, like, what if that isn't necessarily true? We learned in this universe, in this quantum universe, that energy never dies. So if I'm made up of energy, then do I die? And what is that really? So as we start expanding into this continuum, like Tim is taking us on a journey into, we start getting to break the molds of things that have limited our bodies to respond in certain ways, things that have limited our consciousness and held our consciousness back from stepping into the infinite expanse, the literal walking miracle that every single one of us are. So Tim, I would love to pass it back to you as we start reframing this concept of the dying process, because this is one of the things that creates freedom on the deepest subconscious levels as we reframe our relationship to it. So please do continue for us.
Thank you. That's very, very true, because psychologists and, well, a lot of people that did the science, they all acknowledge that death is one of the basic fears, the Urfear in psychology. It means that a lot of other fears come from that type of instability. And as you will hear us talk about that in Ticket to Ride, one of the factors why there is this comes from the installation. You will also see that in media today. The installation is something that has been put onto Earth thousands of years ago in order to hinder the evolution of humans, which means basically everyone who's affected by that. And it's a multi-layered, quite smart system that we, well, effectively remove together in Ticket to Ride on an individual level, but also for the group and then for the bigger org too. The thing about that is, and you see that in each and every movie that you will watch in, you know, along Netflix or somewhere, you will see the way that death is portrayed is horrible. And I want to say that very clearly. You can die, and dying, as with all the research that we've done, we've seen that even to the highest level of realities, beings die. But what does that mean in a quantum universe? It means a modulation, a change of energies, a change of certain variables that will lead into a next form or a different form of existence. What it does not mean, and I want to be very clear about that, it does not mean that someone, we or anyone, is dead. So the state of being dead is not possible. Let's talk about the two different ways of how dying in reality is working, because there are two different ways of doing so. There is a level 4 reality death or dying process, let's put it that way. There's a level 4 dying process, and there's a level 6 dying process. A level 4 dying process is something that we are going to experience when we are in level 4 reality, or when someone dies at level 3 consciousness and then goes into level 4. It is very rare that someone will have the big death or dying experience, the void experience at level 6. What is the difference of the two? Well, in level 3 reality, you start your story, right? You look into the mirror, you know your story, you know the role that you're playing, all that kind of stuff. And level 4 is kind of a continuation of your own story, but it is a gateway experience. A level 4 reality realm is always a gateway experience. It will lead you to the next experience of yourself. A dream state is a gateway experience. It's a level 4 reality realm. It's a dimensionless reality realm, and we could talk about these things, but maybe you want to watch Zen because we dive into that anyway. But a dream realm would be a level 4 reality. It is connecting you to a reality realm where things are loose. They are detached from physics. You can do incredible stuff in your dreams. And so you can do that in a level 4 reality realm. And again, the Earth is on its way to approaching the full harmony of 4. It is happening every 12,500, 15,000 years that the Earth is changing, and the reality will adjust to that. That is the the small death, as they call that. It means that we are going into a continuation of the story that we've started. And this can be everything, because again, level 4 reality is infinite possibilities. And the installation tries to convince you that it has to be horrible, which is just one option, an option that very likely and potentially you do not even want to have. So when you choose for Ticket to Ride, we are going into that and show you some nice options of what can be done. I want to mention some of them because, again, this is a free community lesson and you definitely benefit from that. A continuation of your story means that you are going into an afterlife situation where something is happening. You might very likely end up in a park, for example. There are certain ET species and other higher dimensional and higher frequential beings that create these containers, these life environments that kind of like connect the dot between your Earth reality and the next reality wherever your soul is pulling you into. So there is this in-between thing. A lot of times when the afterlife studies have looked into these situations, one of the typical environments would be a park situation. You know, you meet this beautiful park, beautiful light. There are other souls around you. These other souls are waiting for a transition. You might or might not get a recap of your life. You might or might not get into a council meeting where someone is like telling you, well, you have done this correctly and you could work on that. That is a possibility. Studies have shown that the likeliness of meeting Jesus is way higher in Christian culture than it is actually in Buddhist culture. They are meeting Buddhist entities. That comes from your connection with the reality realm and what you think is possible. Someone who is very focused on Jesus will meet Jesus as a continuation of their own story. That is the small death at level 4 reality. It just it closes the gap between you living your life on planet Earth and then being refurbished for a new experience, either on the same level or on level 3, that can happen too, or even going into another state. Again, level 4 realities are gateway experiences. You do not have to die to experience the gateway experience. That's important too. Everyone who's, I've heard these things a lot of times, you know, a lot of people saying like, death, you know, needs to be experienced in order to go somewhere else. That is not true at all, because the reality realm we are in right now is developing into level 4 reality. What you can, in your limitless potential, create and explore and leave in it as possible and program it into your reality realm, that becomes your chance to do these changes on the spot. And that is something we want to invite you and to really reflect upon, because a lot of the things about perception, and Sarah is going to talk about that in 1 minute, is combined and connected to our mind experience. How we perceive things happens first in our mind and then goes down into the bodily experience. When we change these and modulate these things in a positive way, well, the whole experience changes. And Sarah, maybe you want to take it from here. And then I'm going into level 6 as the big death.
Beautiful. So with the awareness, with the information that we're receiving so far, we're starting to see that, oh my gosh, there's a lot more available. And a lot of people here, I would guess, have been starting to ask these questions. You know, maybe starting to do research on some afterlife experiences, or maybe even starting to watch some near-death experience shows, starting to expand the consciousness to see what else is possible. We can feel in our hearts that there's so much more available to us. So with the conversation, to continue it on the line of freeing ourselves from any of these limitations, this is where we start to get confronted with some of the stories that we're told about the death process. And we start to get to ask our own questions. And it's not about even asking the question. This is something that's big inside of Ticket to Ride. Yes, we give a lot of information, but it's not about asking the questions of, please tell me what to perceive, tell me what to think. And it's more about tuning into our own heart's wisdom and saying, what does my heart tell me? is the way for me? What do I want to experience? So a big thing that we do here and that Tim and I really stand for is giving you the tools to paint your most beautiful picture. Because there's no one way. There is your way. And you have the wisdom inside of you that will guide you on your highest timeline, on your most optimal experience in this life and beyond. So what we like to invite people into as we start expanding this perspective is, what would you love to experience? And something that we just did with our council group, this is some of the people who are on here, but we had such a beautiful experience right before this, didn't we? Yeah, so we had such a, like, I can come to tears thinking about this, but we let this be a continuum. So the Ticket to Ride council group met before this, and we had such a beautiful meditation where we were starting to inform the cells of the body to start to tune more into the energetic imprint that is sitting underneath essentially, or sitting as a baseline for all of the cells in the body, for some of the materials that we've gathered to create this body from the earth. So the reason that I share that with you is because there's so many opportunities to expand our mind and start expanding our consciousness to remembering that we are these eternal beings, and that we have the power to choose what experiences we want to have here. And we even have the power to choose what experiences we want to have beyond here. And that the idea of limitation, the idea of having a consciousness that's like, please tell me what to do next, comes from level 3 consciousness. And it's not even a bad thing. It's beautiful to receive orientation. It's beautiful to be told, okay, this is what's beautiful to experience as an afterlife. This is what's beautiful to experience as a religion, whatever the case, or a spiritual practice. It's not a bad thing to have those experiences. It's just sometimes we get to this place where we're like, I want to remember what my own heart's wisdom is guiding me to. So something that we want to do as we do that is be very aware of wherever our own ego, or wherever our own programmed subconscious ideas are closing us to close off to the limitless potential that maybe the soul part of us wants to step into. So some ways to look out for that is maybe we just want to disassociate and not listen when someone starts talking about something that's a little expanded beyond what we're used to. And I know that I do that sometimes. So I have to look out for that for myself, where I'm just like, I'm just going to, subconsciously walk out of the room when there's a conversation happening that I'm not quite ready for. So I know that's a tendency of my own and my path. And I'm like, ooh, okay, let's go back. Let's walk ourselves back into the room. Let's be open in our hearts. Let's start opening our hearts to this. So there's different things that we might do when we start noticing conversations that might expand our consciousness outside of the realms of what our subconscious has agreed to. Not a bad thing. The subconscious is protecting us. It's just working with us in terms of what we've agreed to and what we think is appropriate. But it doesn't have to limit us, especially when your soul and your mind is so ready to expand beyond those level 3 limitations. And I think everyone here is. Everyone here is already expanded beyond a lot of these limitations. And we want to know what else is there. So something I do inside of Ticket to Ride is I give you the tools for that. I give you the tools to get into some of those subconscious limitations that might be holding us back, becoming more aware of some of those things that might be limiting us. But another way to become aware of some of these things that might be limiting us, especially for the life, the dying process, the continuation process, is starting to see in our own awareness of what are some of the stories that we've been told about these things. What are some of the stories that we've been told about these things that we still carry today? What do I actually think would happen? As we start asking ourselves these questions, we start revealing some of those stories. And even if you have some stories that you've been told that you don't agree with anymore, sometimes the body stores information that it might take you taking your conscious awareness to then communicate with the consciousness of the body to start guiding it into what your conscious mind now knows. So these are great questions to reflect on. What are some of the stories that you've been told about it? Is there an aspect of you that still believes it? Is there a part of your body that needs to be guided into the more expanded perspective? So these are some of the ways, some of the things you can take with you right now to start expanding your mind, opening your heart to expanded perspectives, and start going beyond some of those limitations that are there, or that could be there, and becoming aware of what limitations even are there around this conversation. And just being here in this conversation, you can feel it. You might feel your body start to wonder, start to contract in a moment, and then we just take a breath into that. We just ease ourselves into that. We realize we're safe to expand to new information. So that might be a good insight into anything even on this conversation that we've had so far, that it's like, ooh, I get to expand my mind even there. I have an opportunity even there to keep expanding my consciousness. So I'd love to pass it back to Tim as he keeps going with the levels of consciousness and different dying processes, and keep expanding ourselves.
Exactly. So Ticket to Ride into level 4 consciousness, the main focus of Ticket to Ride as a 3-month training course where you have personal trainers, is basically looking into your reality and ascending you to level 4 in the most comfortable and the most secure, most safe way, most comfortable way. You have a whole community around you that will support you, and also reflect back some of the gravitation or the reality field that is needed for you to overcome some of the stuff that happens in the old world. So it's the easiest way to do that with a lot of beautiful souls and a lot of beautiful people. Level 6 is another realm. It is far beyond level 4 reality, and it's on the flip side of level 3 reality. What does that even mean? It means at level 6, we are experiencing the so-called great death. And you will see and you will notice that even that great death does not mean that you're dead, because at level 6 reality, you completely give up on the life environment around you. The life environment around you, everything you see here, is basically just a support system for you to experience yourself in a linear way. At level 6 reality, you are diving into the void, what German psychologists and researchers have called the Nichts, the nothingness. I'm being very honest here, it can be quite a challenge, quite an extreme experience to delve into level 6 realities, because there is just nothing. And you wouldn't be the first being that might experience that as challenging, because there are other beings and other very high civilizations that have had issues with that experience for quite some time, for thousands and thousands of years. One of the reasons why they come back to this planet, observe what's happening with planet Earth and what's happening with humans on this planet, is because they want to make some changes in their own destiny, their own perception of death and the environment itself too. Because at level 6 reality, it's just you. There's nothing else. But the beautiful thing is, you are still there. Whatever you will be at that moment, that is something that we want to prepare you for in Ticket to Ride, because there are lots and lots of choices to make in the infinity, as you can think of. There's basically infinitive potentials and ideas and pathways. And even very, very high civilizations have done some, I wouldn't call them mistakes, but development moments, right? Some moments where they can develop and explore and do some research, and then think over that, and now come back and redo it again, and this time do it better. So level 6, a level 6 death is bringing you right into the existence of nothing. And again, it can be challenging, but ultimately we will figure out that it is still alive. We are nothing but still alive. At nothing, we are still alive. And through that, we become everything. So it's a highly spiritual level and a highly spiritual experience that one can dive into. And to make it very relatable and to make it take away a lot of the pressure, you might have already experienced that, because every time you go from a level 3 reality realm of your bed chamber, going into a dream world, which is a level 4 reality realm. Remember, you can fly on a magic carpet in your dreams. You can do all these things that are typical for a level 4 reality. There is an in-between state where you just go into nothingness. You know that each night you have these moments where you're just in the blank space. You might not have complete, ideas of what that is, because you can't. It's just not there. But every time you go into the sleep state, you go in these in-between states of level 6 reality. So there's a lot to cover. And we do that in Ticket to Ride. I want to take the chance right now to speak a little bit about the course. It's a 3-month course. It's our 4th round, actually, and potentially the last round that we do before this thing is expanding even further. So the beautiful thing is, sign up now. We have made that a lifelong support system, which is kind of cool. So next round, you can join us again and learn some new stuff and connect even more with the community, and basically step by step bringing you into a new reality realm outside of the human reality realm, where people say, oh, oh my goodness, I hear all these people that I've met so far and that I had to emancipate myself from. So you go into a realm where there's so many beings, so many souls that want to ascend to, and they're building a realm, and they are just focused on ascending. So they focus that back to you. It's a really amazing space. We also do, and we want to advertise that as well, we do have VIP spots. Ticket to Ride is now as low as $170 per month, Sarah. Not if I'm correct. She nods. Okay. But we also do have a VIP program, which we only give to hands, like actually 3 people. We have 3 spots of that each round, because that is where we exactly look into people's reality realm and what they actually want. So we have people that wanted to develop their business. We had people that wanted to develop their families, their next step in life, their new career moves, all of that. And we explicitly look into your situation. You have the chance to strategize with me, which is pretty cool. We're going to lay out some strategies to make it happen. And you also have sessions with Sarah Zula. She's going to look into your past situation. And a lot of the times, there is a lot of information, data packages that people carry around their bodies, maybe not even knowing that they do. But there's a lot of stuff that you can just defragmentize, and a lot of stuff that you can just put in the basket and click delete, because you don't need it. You don't want to have an attic full of parcels and stuff. It's just keeping you. It's just messy. Just clean it up. So that is something we do together, and to make it as accessible, as easy as possible, we do have the VIP spots. Sarah, do you want to add something?
I think you described it amazingly. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of. There's also just the amazing community that being able to talk about this information, plug into this energy, and plug into these conversations regularly is such a key to ascension. It really is. It validates your experiences. It helps you know, like, oh my goodness, this is so real. It also helps you validate experiences you don't even know need to be validated, because you hear someone else and you're like, oh my gosh, that's been happening to me since I was 4. Like, I had no idea that that's what's been happening. So it's an amazing thing to be a part of, and the community factor is a big part of it. And this is live too. So you're with us every week live. You're in a space like this, held in a container, except some of you are on the Google Meets and I can look at your beautiful faces, and that's what it's actually like. We're on Zoom, so we're here together, which is just, I think it's a really special thing to be here together. And I'd love to have a few moments to get into some questions. Tim, what do you think?
I want to. We can go into some questions and maybe hear some people who've been with us on Ticket to Ride. We actually planned this to be a Google live meeting with a lot more people, but I don't know, something about Mercury, great. I don't know. It wasn't optimized and set up, so we're now doing it on YouTube. So thank you so much for joining us here. You're very, very welcome. We deeply from our hearts wish that you take something beautiful from this lesson, learn something, and start your journey of healing something within you. And to make it really nicely laid out, come and join us for Ticket to Ride. Again, it's $170 per month right now, and the link is on allshifthappily.now.com. For everyone who's watching this as a recap, as a video on YouTube, because I'm going to put it on my channel as well. There will be a link in the description as well. Other than that, allshifthappily.now.com, you find all the information and you know where to sign up. We do have one announcement that we are going to do very, very soon too, but I think we can go into some questions and especially maybe some remarks. I see a lot of smiling faces here on the Zoom call, on the Google Meets call, and I would love to hear your experiences with Ticket to Ride. It would be very, very sweet, but we have one big announcement. My invoice, my post folder was full of applications for our scholarship. Something you should know is that we are giving away one free spot each time with Ticket to Ride to bring in a fabulous soul that can share her journey with Ticket to Ride, but also has the ability of like the possibility, the option to do that with us. And we want to announce on this call live who that is, because we've decided upon it. And even though there were so many beautiful souls that have reached out to you, and if you're one of them, please know next round is going to come. You can still, I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to give you some options, and we hope to make it happen so that you can join us. But we only have one free scholarship each round, which I think I'm so grateful that we're even able to do that. So thank you all for making it happen too. We're going to announce that special person on the call in just a few moments. But first of all, let's hear some people who've been with us in Ticket to Ride and who might want to say something or ask something. Sarah, do you want to moderate that?
Sure, I will. And there's just like really awesome beings in the chat who, you know, PJ saying best course out there, an amazing community. So there's just, Cathy said, I really benefited from Ticket to Ride course. So just thank you, everyone. Also in the chat, thank you so much. I see you. It's really awesome. And do either of you feel inspired to share? Angela, Tori, Ben? I feel like Angela is ready. Would you like to go first?
I knew Tori was raising her hand. I want to hear Tori.
Tori? Okay.
I want to hear Angela too, but I felt like Tori is going to be.
Please go ahead, Tori.
Hi, thanks, guys. I don't know how to put my hand down. It's my first time in one of these kind of chats, but I just like to say, Ticket to Ride for me, and I've been with it for such a long time now. I'm not the same person I once was. And you just can't say enough about the community, the people, and the experiences that have come out of that. Like the conversation we're having here tonight, I feel so strongly, and we deal with this in Ticket to Ride, that death does need to be destigmatized. With the whole word death, it's a transition process, and there's still such a fear base around this. And the fact that we delve into this and we talk about this, and the fact that you're sharing this tonight just goes to show what a wonderful course TTR really is. So I was happy to be here. Tim and Sarah, just great people, and just bring such a wealth of knowledge and information. So thank you for sharing it with us. And that's it.
Thank you, Tori. We love you so much and appreciate you so much. So thank you for sharing. And Angela, would you like to go next? And then we can maybe go into the announcement.
Yes, sorry. I think what's very important about this discussion on death is this was the actual conversation I had with my daughter because as a mother, your children are very scared about you dying. It's something that they don't want to lose. And through, like, even with Ticket to Ride, I was able to explain to her about the concept of the quantum continuum, that I never go, you know, that we do actually move on to something else. And that raised her spiritual awareness. Once she understood that, she let go of the fear. And now she's on the, she's going to be on the All Shift Happily Now journey. She's coming with me to meet Tim in Italy. So this isn't just for you, this is for your family. So you need to be aware that our younger generation need to be on this Ticket to Ride. So it's not just us. It's for the new generation as well, that, you know, really need to understand this. So thank you, Tim and Sarah. And also for my family, that I just look at your faces every day. It sometimes feels lonely, and it doesn't need to be. This is a family. So that's all I really wanted to say. So to all of you.
Oh my goodness, that was so special. Thank you so much. Again, everyone, that was not planned, but yes, we have Angela in Italy too. I'm so excited for that. And it's very true. And I'm very grateful for this course. Yeah, Sarah, I'm emotionally charged right now. What do you say?
Me too. That hit my emotions. And we have Internet Machine here that said, the more I hear about people talk about dying, the less fear I have about dying. That's beautiful. We really want to, like Tori said, dismantle some of those narratives that just aren't serving us and that allow us to create so much freedom and peace when we can start developing a new relationship, like Angela was mentioning. Ben, did you want to share as well? I feel like I saw your hand go up. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey guys. I wasn't going to think, but now I will. I wasn't aware that this was going to be on the topic of death, but I did Ticket to Ride at the first of last year, and I'm a holistic veterinarian, and I had not made plans after my heart and soul dog, my little man, my everything little dog, whatever time he passed, I had no plans after that. And Ticket to Ride changed things for me. Not just my heart and my energy, but my perspective and my outlook on life and the months and years ahead. And it kind of happened unexpectedly, and my heart and soul dog passed away not too long after that finished. And I've continued with Sarah and Tim and Tori and I mean everyone. And then my mom passed right after that, and my dad is soon to pass. I would have not ever imagined being here today talking with you guys had it not been for Ticket to Ride and the subconscious work that Sarah is providing nonstop, which continues to wrap up so much of my childhood, feeling alien and out of sync with everyone else, and I fit in, but it was meant to be as it was meant to be to get me to this point now. And so I'm here today still. If you see this, give this a chance, because the stuff Sarah's doing the stuff Tim's doing, you guys all see Emery, and there's on Gaia, and this is the ticket. I don't want to sound like a stupid car dealership salesman, but it really is. I have hope for the first time, and well, since I'm 42 now, but since I was little and I had to shut down, and my heart's gotten bigger than I ever imagined that it would. And that had been painful for me since I was about 4 or 5. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful for Tim and Sarah and Tori and Lee and everybody. Yeah,
Ben,
this is
thank
the
you
ticket
so
ride.
much
So,
for this invite.
yeah, if you're questioning, go ahead and do it. You're not going to lose a damn thing in the world except maybe a few meetings. But you're going to, and you can argue the whole way if you want to, but you'll find out that, holy shit, this is the thing I needed to do. So.
Thank you so much, Ben, and just know you're so much appreciated. And for everyone who asked, who's Lee and Tori and Angela and everyone, those are people who are with you in the Ticket to Ride community, and so many more souls are with us. And it's a really beautiful container. It really is. I, from my personal experience, can speak. I'm so happy and blessed to do that. Because you know, I've come from a certain background, and I haven't explored, you know, the possibility to be with a group and do this healing session. I have a lot of information on the universe, a lot of information. I'm gladly share a lot of these techniques, but also like being with beings, with these soul beings, one-on-one, is just an amazing journey. And taking the 3 months of time that we do together is just, for me personally, it's a beautiful thing. Everyone, we're approaching the completion of this level. I hope of this level. Well, this level 2, but but also this transmission, this free community lesson. It's the second one that we're doing. The first one is also available. It's when you go onto All Shift Happily Now, you can sign up, and I'm going to personally send you an email with a link to it. This one was on death. We hope very much that you reflect upon the limitations of level 3 reality. Know that this is a big chance. We have waited 12,000, 15,000 years for this moment. Don't miss out on that. It's a huge chapter that is opening up right now. You can do these things by just reflecting upon what level 4 means to you, reflecting on your own story, the story that has become your life. You can change these things. It is just a story, and we can rewrite these things. If you would like to, we would want you to invite you to come over to Ticket to Ride. We're going to show you a lot of techniques, a lot of beautiful colors that you can apply to your life, and then take it to the next level and take it from there, and stick with us. It's a really beautiful, beautiful thing. So with that being said, we have a big announcement, and I want to make sure. So 2 things. First of all, I want to make sure that the huge amount of applications we have gotten for the scholarship, for the free scholarship, very appreciated. My goodness, so many beautiful souls. You are seen, you are heard, and you know, again, I'm going to reach out to you. Let's see if we can make it happen. Please don't be completely disappointed, but we choose just one person this round. And we've chosen a very special person. And by chance, she appeared on this call as called. And that is very, very beautiful. Kind of to the sad moment, I already told her. So in the moment, we missed this moment of like, so, but maybe we can recapitulate that. So Judith, thank you so much. You're the winner of our scholarship. If you could unmute and say a few sentences, that'd be amazing.
Hey guys, thank you so much. Really, it's an honor to be invited and to be accepted here. Yeah, it was a big And I'm really happy, really honored and really happy, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Judith. And yeah, we've seen your application, and even though there were so many beautiful people, some people that I even recognized from the conference, where we gave Brett the scholarship for the conference, making him appear in Germany, his first trip to Germany. And again, community, I want to say that very clearly. I'm so grateful that we are able to do these things. It's amazing. I'm really grateful for that. So Judith, thank you so much. We're gonna have more conversation with you. We take you on the ride. We're gonna cover some of your story, so we're gonna see more of you. That's gonna be very, very cool. We know that you're also doing specific healing sessions, massages and such. Maybe you can say a few sentences about you, where you're from and so on, so the community gets to know you.
Yeah, sure. So I'm from Barcelona, but I live in Ibiza since 1999. And I have a unique gift that through massages, it was at the beginning, but I see through my hands. So as I massage people, I go into all the levels of consciousness, basically, and through their higher self, it shows me where is the limitation that we need to work on. So in the massage itself, what happens is that some energy comes in and helps to move this information and to shift. It's not really a proper therapy, because I tell them what happened and what they have to work on at home. So it's kind of homework that I give them, but they are not really held. But many years ago, I started to develop also a quantum healing technique, same as the massage, but online, or I can do it in distance, and it's taking the hologram of the person. My guide just told me like how to do it, and it's taking the hologram of the person, and I just massage the hologram. And then the amount of information that comes, and then is then when actually I can hold the space for them to heal themselves, so I can guide them on what I see and what I'm guided to tell them. And so I give the gift to them also to heal themselves. So yeah, and also I do EMF balancing technique and theta healing that I also learned in this year. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We really believe that the information and the training of Ticket to Ride is going to improve that. And the beautiful thing is you're going to give that further to your clients. So one step ahead to the next world. Thank you so much for being on the journey with us, Judith. And everyone else, we come to the completion of this session. Thank you so much for being on the video call with us. Thank you so much for being on YouTube with us, and everyone who's watching this as a replay. Well, thank you so much for watching that for yourself, but also for our shared realities. Because when you make the step forward, as we've learned today, you're not only doing that for yourself, you do that for your family, you do that for your children, you do that for your children's children, and everyone. I see Anila nodding a lot. That is very, very true. And that's a special thing. Because you can pass that on. And the more we shape our realities, the more we make things happen for individuals, the more options we have to choose from as a collective too. So there's a huge chance right now. Sign up for Ticket to Ride, allshifthappily.now.com. I think it's also on sarahzula.com. So wherever you want to go, it's on the website. And it starts on Sunday. So be with us. Again, it's the last chance to do so. We're going to balloon it up. Next round is going to be a really new round. So you want to be able to be part of the retro round this time and experience the full joy and beauty of Ticket to Ride right now. And this is the right time to do it, because 2025 is going to become special. Sarah, anything to add?
Just thank you all so much. And just hearing from all of you, Judith, amazing gifts you have. So cool. Such an honor to meet you and to share this space with you. And just like Tori, Angela, Ben, also Kim here, just thank you so much. I'm still emotionally recovering from hearing everything you guys said. So just thank you so much. And to all the beings listening and in the chat, thank you for being here. We're honored to share this with you. And for those of you who are joining in the next round of Ticket to Ride, welcome into such an amazing space. We're going to have a beautiful time together. So welcome in. And thank you, Tim.
Well, you're all welcome. Very, very welcomed in this beautiful Orstadt community. Again, we are looking for some VIP spots. We still have capacities. So if you want to do and get that chance, sign up for that. And you won't regret it because you have amazing coaches. As always, it's the best of two worlds. It's actually the best of many worlds because we're improving our worlds together. It's an amazing chance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll shift happily now.